Is everybody set up, ready to get started?
We're almost there, sir.
Oh, okay. Y'all just tell us when you're ready.
Okay. So will you be standing, sir? When you talk, you be close to the mic and that.
Okay.
Mic check, please.
Test, 1, 2, test, 1, 2.
Got it. 1 second.
Are y'all gonna be able to see the TV, or is there gonna be glare on the TV?
Okay.
We good?
Guys ready?
Yes.
We're ready, sir.
Okay. I'm Sheriff Jimmy Kilgore. I'd like to thank y'all for coming out today and joining us while we make an announcement we're excited to be able to make. And I think you have some idea relative to the arrest recently made in Calhoun County. But the similar case that we had occurred back on July 28th of 2013. We got a call that day. In fact, tomorrow will be, the date will be 9 years tomorrow. We got a call to the 100 block of Navy Lane in Munford in reference to a burglary and a sexual assault case. We found there a 67-year-old female who reported that an unknown black male had came to her residence and made a statement to her about selling books. When the female declined the offer, the suspect forced his way inside the home and demanded money from the victim. He then proceeded to sexually assault the victim before fleeing the residence. Investigators responded and worked the scene. A DNA profile was developed by the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences from evidence collected there at the scene from the unknown suspect. The suspect DNA profile matched the suspect DNA profile from a similar case that occurred in Calhoun County in July of 2012. On July 21st, 2022, law enforcement received a CODIS hit notification from the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences that the genetic traits developed from the previously submitted evidence is consistent with the DNA profile of Tony Lamar White, 47 years old, from Anniston. On July 25th, 2022, a felony warrant was obtained in Talladega County for the arrest of Tony Lamar White for the following charges. Count 1 is burglary, first degree. Count 2 is sodomy, first degree. Count 3, rape in the third degree. I'm sorry, rape in the first degree. I'm sorry. Tony Lamar White was transported from the Calhoun County Jail to Talladega County Jail this morning, where the warrant was executed, and an initial appearance was held before Circuit Judge Will Hollingsworth, who, based on the facts contained in the warrant, declined to set White a bond. So the warrant was executed. He was given no bond in the case and was subsequently transported back where he's held in the Calhoun County Jail. And just to kind of relay our feelings on this, you know, we in law enforcement see things that the average person doesn't see. We see it often. This was one of those that you wish you hadn't seen. This was, in my mind, a heinous crime that is really, I don't want to use the word haunted us, but kind of stuck in our craw over the years, because, you know, it's such a senseless crime. The damage that's done to victims in these type cases is not only physical, but it's probably more so psychological, and something that the victim lives with, their family lives with. This woman was an elderly woman. She, you know, a mother, grandmother, a good Christian church-going woman who certainly did deserve what happened to her that day. As such, we wanted to get this case resolved badly. 9 years is a long time to wait for some closure on a case like this, but when it's done right, it's worth it to do it right, to dot the I's and cross the T's. Kudos and hats off to the Calhoun County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Matt Wade and his staff did a tremendous job on the similar case that they had up there recently where the lady was kidnapped and assaulted. And I wouldn't feel comfortable going into a lot of the facts of the case. I've talked oftentimes to Sheriff Wade, but it reminds me of an episode of Criminal Minds. It was good police work on their part, and there's no doubt in my mind they saved that lady's life when they located her and found her and got her to safety that day. And that's because the hard work of the men and women of the sheriff's office there, forensics, the work of the people from the EMAC Center. There's a lot of cooperation, interagency cooperation, which I think is a tremendous thing that the public gets to see that happen in that manner, because that's what they deserve and expect. But it was good police work that culminated in getting a person who desperately needs to be behind bars where he belongs. I want to this time tip my hat to my investigative division, the deputies that responded that day, because they did a great job up there obtaining, securing evidence and preserving it where it could be matched up that led us to where we are today. I'm certainly not an expert on DNA. The district attorney, Mr. Giddens, and Captain Mike Jones probably have forgotten more than I know about it, quite frankly. But I know it took some good police work on their part that day to get us to the point we're at today, and I couldn't be prouder of them for the work they did. And I think that'll be a big part of getting this man behind bars for a long time, which is where he deserves to be. Chief Deputy Tubbs was here, who assisted in this. Captain Jones, the chief investigator, was instrumental in getting this case together. It's not over, but there's still work to be done, and we're going to continue to do that till it gets in the hands of Mr. Giddens and gets in a courtroom, and his guidance and leadership will get us going in the right direction to get him what he needs to prosecute this individual. I think that a lot's been said lately about cold cases. I don't like that word, cold cases. I think they're cases. And I say that because whenever they occurred, we don't ever quit. And we're not going to quit. Until the person responsible for the crime is brought to justice, we're going to continue to pursue it. And this is one example of what happens when you do that. Again, I think it's a good day for law enforcement, and certainly our hearts and prayers are with the victim in this case and her family, and so hopefully they can at least at some point get some satisfaction that this person has been apprehended and will be brought to justice and pay for his actions. And at this time, I would turn it over for any questions, and again, with D.A. Giddens and Captain Jones, if y'all have any questions specific, feel free.
So it's one victim in Talladega or two victims in Talladega?
One victim.
One victim. So many rape cases, people don't come forward, they don't want, they just cover it up. Do you feel like there are other victims out there that stay quiet, that you're looking to see if this guy may have assaulted?
It'd be purely speculation for me to say that. I just don't know. But we don't have anything at this point, and correct me if I'm wrong, but probably if they were and evidence were submitted, they would have been a CODIS hit that would identify that, and that has not happened as of yet.
What was the importance of bringing him to Talladega this morning rather than just doing a Zoom confrontation with him over the internet?
Well, they're three Class A felonies. It carries a range of punishment from 10 to life. I felt like it was important to him to stand before a circuit judge in Talladega County to be advised of his rights here and not do it on Zoom. It certainly could have been done, but I chose to do it that way.
What was his demeanor this morning in the courtroom?
I don't pay attention to his demeanor. I could care less about his demeanor.
Has he been cooperative in his interviewing him in the investigation process, or he's been quiet, or what's his been reaction?
We can't answer that.
And have you all talked to the victim's family at all, or the victim, what was their response?
Captain, I'll let you.
As soon as we received the CODIS hit from the Department of Forensic Sciences, the victim's family was one of the first people we contacted. To say that there was a sense of relief would be an understatement. They were very thankful for the work we've put into this case, and I think hopefully it's a good start for the victim in this case to start getting some closure.
What's your name again, sir?
Captain Mike Jones.
When you talked to her, did she ever indicate that when they caught this guy in the Addison area, that she thought in Calhoun County this may be her suspect?
I can't get into that this time.
So where does it go now from Talladega? Does Calhoun finish their trial and procedures before he comes back to Talladega, or how does this work between the two counties?
Well, he'll have as I understand, Captain, he had a preliminary hearing yesterday in Calhoun County.
Yes, sir.
And we'll have a preliminary hearing probably sometime in the next couple of months. And then, we'll just bring him back and forth until, for the time being, till we get our case to position to try.
I know Calhoun said that they were going to go out through the NIL's law. Are y'all going to do the same thing here in Talladega County?
Well, his bond's already been set at no bond, so I don't, that says it all.
And for him to be linked to the one that happened in Calhoun County in 2012, again here in 2013, and then kind of seems like a gap between then and what we saw in Calhoun County in 2022. Do you all have any idea maybe what he was doing or any other things he might have had going on, during that big gap?
I don't personally have any knowledge of that. Any other questions? Thank y'all for coming today.
Thank you.